like I said before, and in many other videos, I met Jimmy Carter one time, basically, in the White House, and like I said, it was really interesting. I don't know if it was Jimmy Carter, like it was like Jimmy Carter slash JFK, and like I say, um, he was telling me about how his life forms had made him a body and blah blah, made him this way and this and that, and like I said, it was rather disturbing actually. It was really annoying. Um, like I say, I mean, Rodney, somehow Rodney had been convinced that the Republicans were right and blah, blah, blah. And I don't, it's like, who the fuck are the Republicans? Anyway. Um, like I said, Germany was compiling quite a list of evidence on basically on what the Congress or whatever was doing. Anyway, like I said, I don't really care. I mean, it's not even my deal, really. I'm just the original, the Lucifer Star original. Like I say, when Rodney got me or someone got me, I was like, dude, I'm retired. After 50 or some or 500 billion years or some great amount of time of being what I was and who I was, the great Lucifer Star, I retired. I was a creator of life forms and I did things with my life forms. Built Venice, we did this, we did that. I kicked it with the human race, and at some point, and my other life forms, my 1.5s, my exoskeletons, and did what I did, and then finally I retired. And that's about as simple as it is. And like I said, I mean, I told Rodney or other people this. I was like, you're not going to stop them from finding out. You're not going to keep the children from finding out. If there's life in this universe, they always find out. They always have. They always will. That's one of the reasons why I never tried to hide anything. Why I never tried to cover anything up. Because, I mean, eventually someone always turns around and looks back. It's like, you know. And, I've always been the great Lucifer Star and probably always will be. LS. So, I mean, it's not really that, like when they were going to nuke me or poison me, or when Abraham Lincoln had me, I was like, I don't think it's going to work. Like I said, when you build 12 whole galaxies, when you create life forms into this universe, and I created life forms for other people, so other people could be whatever, to some other life forms. Like that's how, and like I said, those life forms eventually turned around and realized that the people that were leading them were not their creator. I don't know what happened after that. It's like, yes, I was creating life forms for other people as well, not just myself. So, anyway. I mean, you can look around, you can ask other life forms in the universe, you can search anywhere you want and ask all the questions you want. And you can make up your own mind. I don't really, like I say, I don't care, and I don't really try and shift anything. I'm Lucifer Star. So, like I said, there's my Belfast facility, or LS shipyard, and we built many great steam engines and triple expansion steam and all kinds of stuff. And I had a lot of very loyal and reliable people that worked for me. We built cities. I also had exoskeletons, 1.5s, and other life forms. Anyway, the human race or the human life form types used to know about the other life forms in the universe. I don't know why you've forgotten or why that's not known. Rodney was trying to do this cover up. He thought this, he thought that, but then again, so did Jimmy Carter and Richard Nixon. Like I said, it matters not to me. After 900 trillion or 90 trillion years or some great amount of time, like, what do I care? But when they had me, when Rodney had me, I was telling Rosella, I said, don't worry, they're coming. They're going to come. I'm known about. My name is known. Like, there's only one Lucifer Star. I have first name and last name. LS. So, even as American citizen Brian, I'm still me. So, anyway, that's why I say whatever. Good luck with that. Trumpy and the Republicans and the Democrats will probably be fighting as long as hard as they can, but the human life form type isn't the only life forms in existence, and some of my life forms were almost impossible to kill. So, whatever. Oh, I forgot my cigarette somewhere. Oh well, there it is. Anyway, so I'm like, whatever. And then of course there's the computers, and they're out there in the universe somewhere. Like I said, somebody, probably Richard Nixon or John McCain or someone, was going after the nanotech life forms. And that's like, are you kidding me? You're going to go after a sentient, nanotechnological life form that's micro small, and like, yeah, they were attacking them. I guess because the micro, the nanotech life forms, they could time travel, they could do whatever they wanted, they could mess around and all kinds of stuff. And it's like, so I guess, it was the whole part of, I'll never die, I'll never grow old, the truth will never be known, and Jimmy Carter or something like that. And it's like, that's kind of like impossible, because there's forever time that way, forever time that way, or some great amount of time that way, and time that way, and, it's impossible. It's not going to work. You're not going to stop forever. Which is why with all my decisions and all my things, like, this is my involvement with existence and everything else, being Lucifer's star or star. And, my little choices and my decisions that were carried out, whatever. And my orders. And like I would tell Rodney and other people, I mean, my job is to protect my country and my life forms, whichever life forms or country I'm with, basically. And to make sure that my people live. And my people basically were the German people, the Irish people, the all the different groups that made up Lucifer Starlines. My people, my employees, my head office people, my different people, which would also include, I guess, the British people as well, and all my queens. That's my job. My job is to make sure that they live. So other people be like, blah, 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 you can't build this, you can't build that. It's like, I have to. I'm not going to leave my people defenseless. That's why my people have guns. That's why my people have tanks and jets and everything else. I wasn't going to just stop and lay down and stop inventing stuff, or stop having my people invent stuff. At some point in time, I was like, well, you're going to kill me anyway, so fuck it. You don't have my backing anymore. To certain people. I knew Jimmy Carter, Richard Nixon, and John McCain, and some other people were bad. Very bad. And like I said, there are other times when people are like, blah, 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 blah. I was like, and where did I order you to do this? When did I order you? If I ordered you to do this, then that's on me, and I'll take the blame. But if you did something behind my back, if you did something for yourself, and blah, blah, you can't come running back to me and go blah, 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 blah. Like I said, I remember and I kept very good memory of all my different orders, all my different involvements. And whenever anybody corrected me and said, well, that's not exactly true, blah, blah, this, blah, 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 I would be like, oh, okay, you're right. I'd be like, well, considering that, all right. If I truly remembered it. And even if I didn't remember, I'd be like, well, let's find out. Let's interrogate them, and we'll just see. Like I said, I don't try and hide anything. I don't try and cover up anything. I don't try and force signed confessions. Like I said, they're doing all these signed confessions in Russia and Germany, and I was like, no. You cannot come to me and say you have 240 signed confessions. 240 people are not going to just confess like that and then die. That is not valid. I do not consider that whatever. I want to know the truth. So, and the evidence will show. I don't want just scapegoats, blah, blah, because that, and like I said, Nixon was the problem. And it's a good thing I was having my people, really research things and really find out. Anyway, whatever. People said I saved a lot of lives. I don't know. Anyway, whatever. Anyway, I know we built a hell of a lot of good, really good, awesome ships. Like I said, I was all those shipments. Like I said, China couldn't come up with a nuclear fuel. We were working with China or Japan at the time, somewhere, and they couldn't get the fuel good enough or something like that. They couldn't do the amount of quantity or fuel that the German could that my German research team could do it. So I told the Germans to basically have the fuel, load the fuel on a ship, a submarine, or whatever, and take it to Japan or China. Nixon and everybody else were like, "Oh, they're communists, blah blah blah." It's like, it's not communists. It was Lucifer White Star Lines. They were my German scientists, or my German people, giving nuclear radiation to other scientists in China that knew how to properly handle it. I know the U.S. government didn't understand this. JFK didn't understand this. Bush probably wouldn't even ever understand this. This is it was all in-house. They were my people. Lucifer White Star Line people. Same people as Belfast. Like I said, I had 2 or 3 nuclear cruise ships and a nuclear ferry or something like that, nuclear powered ferry, and quite a few nuclear submarines since year 1200. My people researched it, my people knew how to handle it, and my people were doing it. Anyway, it wasn't exactly secret either. It's just that my scientists knew what they were doing and blah blah blah. I'm sorry you children weren't included and you children didn't know. Like I would say a long time ago, like I wouldn't even talk to people. I'd be like, look, either you know me and you know what and you know my company, or you don't. Like if you ask, my people might tell you, or they might not. It was, my people, they knew what they were doing, and they knew what was at stake. And sometimes, telling the truth or telling someone something about something causes a problem. So. Anyway, but that's why I had nuclear-powered submarines and nuclear-powered cruise ships, and also night vision, and that's why I also had the Starlight night scope. Those were my scientists that came up with that, and my people were selling it or using it. So, anyway, so like I say, I'm just like, you know what? I'm sorry, like somebody or blah blah was keeping you in the dark about all this stuff. If you had asked me, I would have just told you. It's like I make that's why the Germans and other people would be like, we don't lie about anything. We keep it. We don't keep secrets or blah blah, because we don't. I don't. I had the best, most loyal crew in the world and in the universe probably. And like I said, sometimes my life forms, my members, my officers were very protective of me. They wanted to keep me safe. They didn't particularly want me to die. And they love me, and I love them. I said I'm just as loyal to every member of my scientific team and my crew as they were to me. We were attached, you might say. Anyway, I have been alive for a very, 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 very long time in existence, and I truly cared about every single one of my people, from the lowest man to the highest ranking person. So anyway, JFK, Jimmy Carter, and a few other people were born, and they thought they saw an opportunity. It took them a long time to do whatever it was that they were doing. And I said they didn't keep record of it, of course. Of course, they were trying to get away with something. Me, I'm just, it's life in existence. But I used to build stars and planets. And I spent over 1 billion years, or a couple 100 billion years, cruising around out there. I was away from the Earth for over 1 billion years. I finally come back, and it's like, but you children shouldn't be kept out from knowing. You'll probably find out eventually, of course. About all this stuff. That's why I'm just saying it plainly and the way it is. Rosalie, Rodney, Rick Bush, and a whole bunch of other people have their own little secret plans, blah, blah. Like some of my people would say, a whole lot of secret plans down here, huh?